Representatives of the Motley Fool and Bigger Pockets recently got together and had a debate on stocks versus real estate. And in this video, I'm going to compare some of the advantages of stocks, some of the advantages of real estate, and compare the two investments. If you look at this channel, you'll see that most of the videos I've made have been about stocks, so obviously I personally do prefer stocks. But let's look at the advantages of each. So first, here are reasons for stocks over real estate. The biggest reason I personally prefer stocks over real estate is the returns. The average return of the S&P 500, which is the 500 largest companies in America, over the last 100 years returned 10.62% with dividends reinvested. Real estate typically returns 4 to 8%. So even without dividends reinvested, the S&P does better, but with dividends reinvested, they do a lot better. So the returns are much better. There's also less barrier to entry with stocks. And what I mean by that is pretty much anybody can download an investing app and find a company and buy a stock for $5 to $10, and it's really easy. It doesn't take much time. And especially with fractional shares, it's really easy for pretty much anybody to get involved. Now with real estate, one, you need a lot more money up front. A lot of times, especially if you're putting like a down payment or something on a home, even if you're using leverage, you have to put a lot up front. And, it's a lot more expensive. And you also have to get qualified for loans to begin with, especially if you're financing the real estate. It's a lot harder where with stocks, it's really easy for anybody to get involved. And also, why if you're buying personal stocks, you do have to do a lot of research. Again, you can just buy an S&P 500 index fund and it's a lot easier. It's a lot. Also, one thing I will point out too is with real estate, there are crowdfunding apps now and funds being developed. So it is becoming a lot easier to invest in real estate, but with stocks, there's still a lot less barrier to entry. Also, stocks are a whole lot less work. If you buy a rental property, for instance, one thing that I saw when I was researching for this video is a lot of people talking about real estate as being passive. Like it's a passive investment one can do. And it's really not. Renting out a property to somebody is a lot of work. It's a lot more work than just buying a stock to begin with. You don't have to do anything like work with the stock. Yes, you have to do research while finding out what stocks you want to buy, but only stocks you don't have any real work to do at all. Well, real estate can be a ton of work. Also with stocks, it's a lot higher liquidity. Someone can buy a stock today and then in an hour, 10 minutes, they can sell the stock and get their money back. It's really easy to go in and out of the stock market, where with real estate, it's significantly harder. It's not nearly as liquid, which, is obviously a pro for stocks, although not having the liquidity can force people to hold an investment longer, which can do good as well. But those are some reasons why, somebody might prefer stocks over real estate. Now, here are some reasons one might prefer real estate over stocks. So one is income. Real estate provides steady income, while stocks, they do provide income as well through dividends, but that income varies. If you own a rental property, for instance, and you're charging your renter, $1,500 a month, you can count on $1,500 a month coming in. Where with stocks, like it's much different and varies completely. Also with real estate, and I think this is the biggest advantage of real estate, is leverage. So you can do leverage with stocks as well, but it's a lot different. You can trade stocks on margin, which is taking out a loan against your existing stocks. But since stocks are very volatile, it's really easy to get a margin called. Where with real estate, trading on leverage makes a lot more sense. If you're doing a rental property, for instance, and you're borrowing money to buy that rental property, you can see what your interest is. You can see how much you're charging for rent, and it's a lot easier to use leverage to do that. Pay off the property, take out another loan against that property, and buy the next property. It's really easy to use leverage with real estate. It is not easy to use leverage with stocks, or it's a lot riskier to use leverage with stocks. And I mean, leverage in general is risky, but it's definitely a lot more riskier to use leverage with stocks. Real estate also comes with tax benefits. You can do deductions for mortgage interest, property taxes, depreciation, and that can help as well. And also, real estate is less volatile. So stocks, can be very volatile. Real estate still is volatile, but it's far less volatile than the stock market. So it's a lot more steady. So there's some reasons why real estate, somebody might prefer real estate over stocks. Obviously, both are really good investments, and it makes sense for somebody to have both. But, these are some reasons why one might prefer one or the other. Thank you so much for watching this video. Make sure to subscribe to the channel. Thank you.